Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, the Houston Rockets beat the Orlando Magic 97-84. Great win for the Rockets tonight. The Rockets reached 40 wins, 40-25 now, 22-10 at home. As the Rockets have this long 6-game homestand. This was the second game, and they're now 2-0 in this homestand. So great win for the Rockets tonight. Weren't able to reach 100 points, but neither were the Magic. And if you would have told me before this game that the Rockets and the Magic both didn't reach 100 points in this game, I would have said, yeah, that's shocking, and would have said it in a very sarcastic way. But yeah, so Rockets win 97-84. Not a lot of scoring when you got two of the best defenses in the league going up against each other. And then not only they're two of the best defenses in the NBA, but they're also two of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league. For instance, the Rockets didn't shoot terrible from three tonight, shot 16 for 43. The Magic shot 8 for 32. The three-point shooting for either one of these teams have not been good at all this season. Magic coming into the night only were shooting 31% from three tonight. They went under on that tonight, shooting 25%. But the Rockets do reach 40 wins, like I mentioned, and it's back-to-back seasons now for the Rockets with 40 or more wins. Last season we're at 41. So the Rockets play the Suns Wednesday night. If they beat the Suns for the second time this season on Wednesday night, the Rockets will reach their win total of last season, only 66 games in, and will play another 16 games already having the exact win total they had last year. So that will be exciting to see on Wednesday if the Rockets could potentially get a win on Wednesday. And if they can't, I'd expect they could probably get a win on Friday against the shorthanded Dallas Mavericks, who have more injured players than healthy. So this homestand is very easy for the Rockets. But anyways, Rockets win 97-84. Let's go over some stats in this game. Alperen Şengün did have an amazing scoring night tonight, but rebounding, very successful. He didn't shoot the ball much at all. 14 rebounds tonight, though, for Şengün with 4 assists. He had 14 points, 5 for 9, 1 for 1 from 3. How about that? His 3 was the silencer in this game. This game was already over. The Rockets were up 92-77, but Şengün hit a 3 to really put it to bed for the Magic to call a timeout and put Jet Howard, respectfully, Jet Howard, love Jet Howard, since I have a family connect, or not family connection, but I've talked about this many times with my mom, became close with, Jet's mom, when Jawan was playing in Houston, his dad, Jawan Howard, was playing in Houston, and it somehow, it turned into, my mom babysitting Jet and his older brother Jace, and then they became really close friends. And then when my mom got pregnant with me, she stopped working for the Howards, and they threw my mom a baby shower. And then after I was born, we stayed close until Jawan left Houston to go to Miami. That's when it kind of stopped. But I actually got to see, I'm going to wrap this up in just a second, but I actually got to see Jet a couple years ago. I wasn't even, I think he was 13, 14 years old. He came here for an AU tournament, and I was 10 or, I was 10 or 11. And there was a break in between one of the games when he was not playing, and me and him went on the court and started shooting and stuff. And so that it's just so weird to see a guy on the court, someone you remember. This was 2017, for instance, when I was on the AU floor playing with Jet Howard, and just for me, it's so weird because that doesn't feel like, if he was 13, 14, I was 10, 9 years old. 2017, yes, 2017 was 8 years ago. When this happened, that was 8 years ago, but it doesn't feel like 8 years ago. It feels like 3 or 4. So when you see him on the NBA floor, it seems so weird for me to see that. But he played 3 minutes in the game, and he's had an up and down season, shot over 3, but with 1 rebound. But Alperen Şengün's 3, his 3 that made it 95-77. It really, that ended the Magic's night. They decided to put in, Jet Howard and Caleb Houston, and some of the other bench players like Trevin Queen that are, Tristan Da Silva, that group, and the Magic pulled the plug. So, and then also, congratulations, Alperen Şengün. That was his 103 of his career. So, congratulations, LP. So, 14 and 14 for Şengün tonight. Great night for him. Just didn't shoot a bunch tonight, which is fine. You don't need to shoot a lot when Jabari Smith Jr. gives you 20 points, 7 rebounds, 5 for 13 from the floor, 5 for 10 from 3. Great shooting night for him. Tari Eason only had 6 points tonight. He had a horrendous 3-point shooting and shooting night. 0 for 6 from 3, but was 3 for 6 from the floor, outside of his 3-point shots, but 3 for 12 from the floor in general. 7 rebounds, 2 assists for Atari with his 6 points. Dillon Brooks had a great night, 17 points, 4 rebounds for Dillon with 1 assist, 7 for 21, 3 for 9 from 3. He hit at some point in this game, I think it was his second 3 that this happened, hit his 148th 3 of the season, which is the most threes he's ever hit in a season in his career. Congratulations to Dillon that. The Rockets, creating some achievements on some of their 3-pointers tonight. They don't hit threes often, but, they didn't hit a lot of threes tonight. Outside of Jabari's 5 threes, only 11. The Rockets shot 11 for 33 tonight from 3 for the Rockets outside of Jabari Smith Jr.'s 3-point shooting. So, but some accomplishments for Dillon Brooks and Alperen Şengün with their threes tonight. Jeff Green was a good 3-point shooter for the Rockets tonight. 9 points, 3 for 6 from 3. The other Green, Jalen Green, had 15 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals for Jalen, 6 for 18, 3 for 9 from 3. He was amazing in the first half, but got really quiet in the second half. Really, really quiet. Steven Adams played one of his best games as a Rocket, 17 rebounds, 11 points, 5 for 6 from the floor. This is the most Steven Adams has played in minute-wise in a game this season when Alperen Şengün plays as well. Steven Adams has definitely played more than 23 minutes in a game this season, like when Alperen Şengün was dealing with some injuries a little bit earlier in the season. A couple months ago, but I don't think that Şengün and Adams. I don't think Adams has played this much when Şengün was was also on the floor, and they dominated together tonight. And there's been many times that Ime has explored this double big lineup, and it's very successful. With the Mentoffton out of the lineup, the Rockets have to continue to, go to it. Adams grabbed 17 rebounds tonight in 23 minutes. Absolutely amazing. Aaron Holiday coming off his 20-point performance from the other night. He had 5 points tonight, shooting 1 for 3 from the floor. And outside of 20 points for Jeff Green and Steven Adams off the bench and 5 for Aaron Holiday, that was it for the Rockets bench tonight. I went over the starters. Cam Whitmore, Jayshawn Tate, Jock Landale, and Nate Williams were the Rockets group there was someone else on the floor with them. I'm sure it was also Aaron Holiday on the floor with them in this game. But, Nate Williams, Cam Whitmore, Jayshawn Tate, and Jock Landale all checked in this game. None really did anything. Cam Whitmore grabbed a rebound. Jayshawn Tate, he did nothing. He had a block. That was it. Then Jock Landale, all he did was grab a rebound, have a personal foul, and then Nate Williams had a turnover, and that was it. And the guys that checked in the last couple minutes of the game. So, will the Rockets get a win, 40-25, and that's now 3 wins in a row for this Rockets team. Let me know your thoughts on the Rockets' 97-84 win in the comment section, and peace out. Go Rockets.